Ladies and gents, welcome back. It's time for another game. This time around, it's not the semi-final we're finding ourselves in. In fact, we're catching back up with the Clowns in the quarter-final. They're finding themselves against Team Big Will. Of course, you might recognize some of these players. We've got Cruiser, Tension, Static, Suhail, and Chris. I know who the favorites are for this one. Actually, Colin, we just saw the closing moments of the previous map, me and you. 5-0 the score on Vazgar was to the Clowns. And now we're in map number 2. It is Bunker, single elimination, of course. And so their tournament lives today for Big Will all comes down to this one map.
It does come down to this one map, and one of the things I think you got to hang your hat on if you're the side of Big Will is you were putting up a lot of good fights. You just were losing the power weapons, and then you were losing those retakes. So in those closing moments that we got to see, one of the things that they got to do going forward is learning that their setups have got to be a little bit stronger, play a little bit better defense, and maybe even try to win a power weapon or two here and there. But you're not really going to see many power weapons placed on Bunker, I believe. You're going to have a lot of those initials, those utility grenades get thrown out at either the bunker, the artillery. I'm going to love to see how EU has decided to play this map. I've seen a lot of NA play it. I know how those metas have broken down. So I'm really looking forward to see how the other side of the pond decides to play this map.
Yeah, and I'm actually a fan of this map from the majority of modes. Escalation is no exception to that. It's hit and miss for a lot of teams. Some really like it, some really don't. Of course, Elevator Vault. Phelpsy and co. really loved this map, dominated on it, in fact, throughout the entire season of Gears 5 for the EU side. So here we are, back at it again. B hill being captured, in fact, make that the home hill as well. Everyone's run past Statics on one side of the map. Vision and Cruise will be shut down on this side. Cog domination will kickstart things here as the Clowns take an early lead.
And that was that's another one of those situations where they had them stuck inside the bunker building and they had them pushed back into their spawn. So everybody that could have gotten to B were stuck inside of the lookout building. Everybody that was going to be able to make it to radar was going to have to come off the spawn and fly there with some angelic wings. But nobody was really close enough. They had everybody caught out in no man's land. That's one of the big that's the other edge of this sword on this map. Is as big as it is, you can get these nice Lancer angles, you can get a lot of team fire into these different positions, but I mean, if you got to make it to a hill quickly, your chances are slim to none, and sometimes it's even an ice cube in hell. You ain't got no chance to make it to a hill in time.
That's for sure. Of course, both teams going for a simple utility placement, very traditional, I guess, stereotypical to start off this next round. Smokes for both teams, in fact, over towards that B side of the map. In terms of strategy, it's relatively similar, although you see the 6 and the 8 on our screens going straight through the center. Chris and his teammate to his left will try to be as aggressive as possible. Vision does shut that down very quickly, though, finding Statics. Gets the advantage, or at least the cover advantage of Suhail, but not the health advantage. Chris will answer back, finding Nestiques. The B hill will be capped very quickly indeed, and Legends doing work up top also.
There's the initial that they've won over at the mid-neutral. Now they just have to wait for the respawns to come up so that they can try to retake their home. I don't know if you really need to rotate your forces out of B-Hill like this. Yeah, you want to try to get that Lancer angle out the backside to try to get a flank going, but you saw Static pushes in by himself in a 2v1. Like, best case scenario, you trade out and you still leave one person at your home. Now Chris pushes in a 2v1. He only gets it down. This is not coordination at its best, ladies and gentlemen. And if you take a look at the other side of the coin, bunch of Clowns are turning this into a 3-ring circus quickly with a second elimination domination coming through. There it is, 2-0 already. I mean, that's kind of, I don't want to say rookie mistakes, because a lot of these players have a lot of experience in the game, but that's teamwork escalation 101. You got to get a retake on your home. Don't take people away from the mid-neutral. Wait for those 3 guys to come off a respawn, push as a unit, throw your flashes, get loose, and get those kills. Instead, you see one 2v1, a second 2v1, and then a third 2v1, and now we've been triple cap dominated.
Now Incense as well being thrown into the mix here at the B side of the map. One apiece to try and work with, but for me right now, Colin, it's just kills across the board for the Clowns. They're winning every team fight. It was a nice start, I will say, for the side of Big Will over on the B side, but very quickly you just have the players coming off respawn for the Clowns and just don't lose enough team fights to really do anything in terms of affecting the scoreline. Vision hasn't even used his Incend yet. He doesn't need to get this relative advantage. He throws it out now, so Hale's trying to find his way and escape through the center, but very quickly meets Lance of Fire, Flames to his left, and Vision already going wide. It's just looking so formidable for Team Clowns here. Whenever they get in a team fight, they seem so confident, and they're really in good stead, I think, today to potentially progress all the way through to a final, many predicted. And I wonder if they can actually get maybe a victory here, maybe even a second 5-0 after they had the first one here on Vazgart versus Team Big Will.
And here you go. Here's the setup. This is brilliance. Finally, they let everybody come off of respawn. They're going to have a 5 versus 5 retake opportunity to jump out onto that ledge. Chris has a few shots into him, but he's not going to be able to so damage. I want to go down there to Vision, see how he rotates around here. They've been overloaded on that side of the map. Four members are down there of Will, and now you're going to have to see what they do. They're going to get the revives out. Big Will is trying to contest this B hill, but the Lancer angles out. Zorkos will get a team kill there, so that'll help out Big Will going into the rest of this fight. Vision, though, still alive. Little up A there. Won't be able to get much damage. He's got 3 more in front of him. He's going to get taken down and out. So finally, a great retake by Big will net them the mid-neutral hill. They just have to worry about Cougars. Cougars might try to rotate over to that A hill. Instead, he holds up. He's going to wait for his respawns, and that's the experience I talked about. Cougars knows he's going to get lancered out, or he might be caught in a 2v1. He's going to wait for his teammates to come back, and they're going to try to go for a team push. That's a very smart veteran play there, and now the retake is off. Full red onto Suhail. Suhail is going to go down. Going to get quickly revived, but right there on his tracks is Zorkos, who gets the 1 kill. There's the revive and the kill by Vision. Beautiful job done by Clowns.
Tension's in a little bit of trouble as well. He had relative advantage in a 1v, but Zorkos quickly helps out Cruiser. He's back here, straight off respawn, finding Vision. Zorkos holding his shot. Little bit of lag on our screens there, but Zorkos does find it. But COG team, they will win in 30 seconds, as it says. You know, Colin, somehow that score lead has vanished for the Swarm side. And you really have to ask yourself, is it possible to come back at this point when the Clowns are just looking so good?
It's going to be hard. You're going to have to get 3 to 4 kills. It's not going to be one of those things where you can just get a retake here. You're going to need to get breaks and retakes very quickly. Incendiary out will keep him off of that corner. Now Chris has to hop up, and they're going to get 1 kill there. They're going to have a great Lancer fire from the back. That's going to be 3 quick kills here over at the B hill. Nobody, though, is going to be able to make it to C, and as a matter of fact, it looks like Clowns are going to have the decap there at the A hill, so 2-1 hill advantage will go back into their favor. Nobody's going to be able to decap the home. That's going to end the round. Clowns will go up 3-0, 2 rounds away from a 2-0 victory over Big Will.
Honestly, at this point in time, Colin, just do something crazy, because the Clowns are not holding up, it seems like, on any front. They just keep storming through as soon as they get a numbers advantage, especially in the midpoints of the round where they can really take the opposition off guard. They just really leverage that slaying power and just throw everything they've got at the team as soon as they're in a position to push. And now it's utility placed for the Clowns. You know, don't change anything that's you know, don't try and fix something that's not broken. And this is what I mean by crazy. Yeah, just throw a drop shot down, force a change of strategy, maybe even 5 on this side of the map. Just do something that can change the balance up, because they've shown great potential with their shotgun fights. You know, they had a nice little team fight at the end there. Wasn't close enough for the decap, so it is possible, but they just need to try and find a great team fight they can win consistently, because that's something they're not being able to do so far.
Vision versus Suhail is the big factor right here, because those are the 2 players with incendiaries. Suhail blocks off the hop-up. Vision blocks off the back right corner, but it wasn't good enough to get that kill there onto Cruza. And now Suhail and Cruza, they're going to be full red. Goes down, one of them. Now it's going to be Vision on the flank. I think he got a second down. There's the kill, though. There's the cleanup, and now they got 1 more to worry about in the area of the drop shot. Cruza will get that kill. Ends is rotating in, triple cap domination being threatened. Cruza has to stay in the B hill to try to stop it, but he comes out, he misrolls out of the B hill and gives up the round.
My goodness me.
TCH, my man, TCH. You wanna know what that stands for?
What's it stand for, Colin?
That can't happen. that can't happen, dog.
Oh no. Oh, he'll be kicking himself. Veteran Cruiser will not be happy about that. And I really feel for him as well, because that was a great team fight. From him, he had a great kill there at the start. His team were doing a lot better on the platform, but it just steps out for a moment. Rolls, in fact. And now they do find themselves literally on their tournament life point, if you will, to try and keep themselves in it. This team, Big Will, need to win 5 rounds in a row just to force a map number 3, of course. The Clowns 1 map up as it stands. In terms of weapon placements, 1 Incend apiece to be thrown into this drop shot fight to try and pick off a nice instant kill. Maybe some area of denial could be used as well. Vision trying to go for either one there through the center. Nesteeks will find one. Sahel does trade it out though. Look at this angle from Legends from on top, raining down fire. Cougars with the Lancer. Yes, Nesteeks will find another, and yes, the Lancer was nerfed in the recent update to this beta tuning, but not so much that 2 Lancers, accurate Lancers of that from Europeans' best players, or some of, not to the point where they'd be anywhere close to ineffective. Great job from Team the Clowns there.
I was going to say, 40 damage is only 40 damage out of that 600 life you have, but double Lancer into the fight, that's 80 damage a second making contact with the back of your skull. If you don't find cover and quick, you're going to be eating dirt sooner, much rather than later. Suhail is going to get pushed up on in a 2v1, get taken down and out already. Chris will be able to push up and try to get the flank there on Zorko. Zorko's the up A, will get the kill. Drop shot through the top of the bunker, finds its connection on the statics. That'll be another kill. 2-1 Hill advantage. Very much firmly in control of Clowns. Drop shot long range, won't find the kill. Tension's full red. He'll go down. That's the cleanup. They're going to have to come off of respawn to try to fight back. Suhail rolls into the boxes. Will be safe for now. Gets 1 kill. Cruiser there with him. Won't be able to get the revive. Full spread onto him. Cougars will shut him down. Cougars still in a 2v2 fight. Static, I believe, there along with the side of Chris. Will be trying to get the kill there on Cougars. And even with that kill, they're going to be passing the 120 marker before they even make it to 50 points. This is going to be a very uphill round, and Chris gets snuck there by Vision. Vision playing a little peekaboo with him. Gets the kill and is going to continue to apply pressure to D.
Just makes it even harder, right, for Team Big Will when Vision is just still lurking in the enemy spawn, still bouncing around in front of 2. He does find 1, so Hale does finally shut him down, but not without that huge amount of time just sapped away from the team. Of course, elsewhere, Tensions was getting outnumbered as a result of Vision's work. Nesteeks is moving in with Incend. Unfortunately, Incend himself, the wrong side of the cover. He will get taken down by his own utility there. And Legends and Cougars will work to find Chris. It seems all but over, Colin. 20 seconds to go with 2 caps. The Clowns are reigning strong.
They definitely are. Another kill comes out from Suhail. He's trying. I mean, he's fighting back in this a little misjudged incendiary, I think, going up to the top of the bunker, but they've got the decaps everywhere that they can possibly have them, but Enz has won that E-Hill fight. The Steaks has helped them win back their home, and they're down to 20 seconds yet again. Once they recap, it'll be under 10. They're not going to have to worry about it. I mean, they can play full force defense here at their home, and there's not enough time, I think, for them to even rotate across the map over to the D-Hill to get that decap. So we're going to see a lot of air bouncing. We're going to see a lot of people just testing out those new movement mechanics in this beta playlist. And even a little team kill comes out. So that's how we're going to end this bad boy. 10-0, 2-0. Clowns looking very strong going into what will be a semifinal matchup against Morningstar Gaming on one side of our bracket.
Yes, they will, and they'll clearly be prepped for that fight now. This is Morningstar Gaming. Seed number 2, of course, coming into this one. But the Clowns, they've had some great games today, Colin. They're looking as strong as you'd hoped, right, to be able to find their way into a grand final, potentially. They've done a lot of the hard work, of course, to get this far, and they're now in the semi-final. Question is, can they see it through? That'll be their next game. Of course, commiserations to Team Big Will. But sadly, it just seems like this roster of the Clowns is just too strong to really contend with. 10-0. What a scoreline that is for a quarterfinal of this big tournament.
Even still, I mean, that's kind of what I was getting at earlier. When we saw them very first thing on stream this morning, I was very impressed and very happy to see them taking every single fight and every single round, kind of like it was those winners finals, those grand finals, if you will. I love to see that kind of aggression. I love to see that kind of confidence coming out of them early, because that tells me they're very fine-tuned. They're ready for their next matchup. They're going into a game against a much tougher opponent, and all of that hard work is going to pay off, because even though They don't know how their opponent's playing. They know how well they're playing, and they can take that confidence into the next round against Morningstar. They know that whoever comes out of the top side of the bracket, if they can make it past Morningstar, is going to be ripping and raring and ready to go, because the top side of the bracket is no slouch. You've still got Prosperous going up against the 8th seed and Camina Piano, but they're going to end up playing the winner of that. Will play bunch of gamers. So no matter who comes out of those 3 teams is going to be a tough opponent. And on the bottom side of the map, you've got pretty much who we guess to be there, Morningstar versus the Clowns, and that's going to be one hell of a matchup as well. So Toby, this is setting up to be not just the usual suspects, but the best possible suspects.
Absolutely so. I think everyone's predictions are coming true right now. I think the big one was Bunch of Gamers versus Class 1A. I mentioned loads of people wanting to see that match today. I'm glad we could it on stream. But sadly, Bunch of Gamers, they just outperformed Class 1A, I think. It's safe to say. It was a very close map number 2, but Bunch of Gamers really took it to them on Forge. Of course, speaking of them, they'll be in the semi-final after finding that victory earlier. And as mentioned, they've probably going to be playing against Prosperous in the next game. Curious to see how Prosperous actually turn out here against Piano in their quarterfinal matchup. But next game on stream, likely, folks, will be this big one. Morningstar Gaming taking on the team we just saw win 10-0, the Clowns. I hope you guys join us for then. We'll be as quick as we can. This will be only a short break, hopefully. Please do not go anywhere.